Fear. It's a word that sends shivers down our spine, yet it's an emotion that we all experience. This primal response, hardwired into our very being, serves to protect us from danger. It's a survival instinct, a signal to fight, flee, or freeze. But what happens when fear lingers? What happens when we're unable to move on from a fearful experience? In our fast-paced world, it's all too easy to suppress these feelings of fear. We're encouraged to put on a brave face, to soldier on, to keep calm and carry on. But this suppression can stifle the healing process. It can leave us trapped in a state of hypervigilance, always on edge, always waiting for the next threat. But fear is not meant to be a permanent state. It's a transient emotion meant to rise and fall as needed. When we suppress it, we deny ourselves the opportunity to fully integrate these experiences. We rob ourselves of the chance to learn, to grow, to become stronger. This suppression can manifest in many ways. It could be through interrogation, where we endlessly question and doubt ourselves. It could be through ridicule, where we belittle our fears, dismissing them as irrational or silly. It could be through avoidance behaviors, where we sidestep situations that trigger our fears. It could be through distractions, where we bury ourselves in work, hobbies, or other activities to avoid confronting our fears. Or it could be through addictions, where we turn to substances or behaviors that temporarily numb our fears. These are all ways we avoid addressing our fears. They lead to unresolved wariness or anxiety, hindering our overall well-being. Instead of suppressing our fears, we need to face them. We need to understand them, to integrate them, to learn from them, because when we do, we give ourselves the chance to move on. Indeed, fear can be a formidable foe, but when we learn to face it, it can also be an incredible teacher. Fear is not our enemy. In fact, it's an instinctive response designed to protect us. So let's delve into the intricate nature of fear, shall we? Fear is a transient emotion, a fleeting feeling, meant to arise when needed and then dissipate once the threat has passed. It's our body's way of saying, hey, something's not right here. Let's be alert and cautious. Fear is not meant to take up permanent residence in our minds and bodies, but rather to visit briefly, deliver its message, and then depart. But what happens when fear overstays its welcome? What happens when we find ourselves stuck in a perpetual state of fear long after the danger has passed? This is where flashbacks come into play. Flashbacks are our mind's way of making sense of a past danger, integrating it into our narrative and preparing us for future survival. They serve as a bridge between our past experiences and our present actions, helping us to navigate through life's challenges with greater resilience and resourcefulness. Flashbacks are not mere replays of past events. They are dynamic and adaptive, combining our ancestral instincts with logical analysis. Think of them as survival tutorials, encoded with lessons from our ancestors about threat detection and avoidance, coupled with our own personal experiences and insights. They help us to anticipate potential dangers and devise effective strategies to cope with them. They enhance our capacity to respond to threats, not just react to them. In a way, flashbacks serve as our internal alarm system, alerting us to potential dangers and equipping us with the necessary tools to confront them. They are a testament to our survival instincts, our innate ability to adapt and overcome. They are, in essence, our very own personal survival guide, tailor-made to suit our unique experiences and circumstances. But flashbacks can also be overwhelming, especially when they are associated with traumatic experiences. They can trigger intense emotions and physical responses, making us feel as though we are reliving the traumatic event. This is why it's crucial to approach flashbacks with compassion and understanding, viewing them not as threats, but as opportunities for healing and growth. We can harness the power of flashbacks by acknowledging them, understanding their message, and responding to them in a proactive manner. We can use them as catalysts for change, turning points in our journey towards a more empowered and resilient existence. We can transform our relationship with fear, shifting from a place of avoidance and resistance to a place of acceptance and engagement. So the next time you experience a flashback, instead of trying to suppress it or escape from it, try to embrace it. Listen to its message, sense its direction, and prepare yourself for survival. Remember, fear is not your enemy, it's your ally, your guide, your protector. It's a part of you, a part of your story, a part of your journey towards resilience and survival. Flashbacks, when understood and harnessed, can be our guides to a more resilient future. So let's embrace them, let's learn from them, and let's transform our fears into fuel for our journey towards empowerment and resilience. Flashbacks, while often seen in a negative light, hold transformative potential. They can serve as a bridge, a conduit between our past experiences and our present resilience. So let's delve into the realm of flashbacks and explore how we can use them to our advantage. To harness the power of flashbacks, we need to understand their essence. They're not just tormenting replays of painful past experiences. Rather, they are our mind's way of saying, hey, remember this? It was scary, but we survived. We can learn from this. They are, in essence, our mind's survival toolkit, packed with lessons learned and resilience built. Now, let's discuss some strategies to utilize flashbacks effectively. The first one is completing movement in flashbacks. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Well, it's all about allowing the flashback to run its course. Remember, flashbacks are survival lessons, not torture devices. When a flashback arises, instead of trying to suppress or avoid it, let it play out. Let's complete the movement. This might be challenging at first, but with practice, it becomes easier. And as we do this, we start to see the flashback not just as a replay of a past event, but as a story of survival, resilience, and triumph. The second strategy is ending replays in positions of triumph. This strategy is about rewriting the narrative. When a flashback visits, rather than being stuck in the moment of fear or pain, we can consciously shift the focus towards the moment of survival, the moment of triumph. This is not about denying or sugarcoating the pain, but rather about highlighting the strength and resilience that emerged from it. By doing this, we change the narrative from "I was a victim" to "I am a survivor." These strategies, while powerful, are not about erasing or forgetting our past. They are about integrating it, learning from it, and using it to fuel our resilience. They are about transitioning from a place of victimhood to a place of empowerment. They are about transforming our relationship with fear. It's important to remember that fear is not our enemy. It's a signal, a guide, pointing us towards areas of our life that need attention, healing, or growth. Fear is not meant to paralyze us, but to prepare us. It's not meant to hold us back, but to make us stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So when a flashback visits, let's greet it with curiosity, not fear. Let's listen to its message, sense its direction, and prepare for survival. Let's complete the movement and end the replay in a position of triumph. And as we do this, let's remember that we are not just survivors, but empowered survivors, resilient survivors. Our past experiences don't define us. They shape us, they teach us, and they empower us. Our flashbacks are not tormenting replays, but survival lessons. And our fear is not our enemy, but our guide. By embracing our fears and learning from our flashbacks, we can step into a place of empowerment and resilience. So let's harness the power of flashbacks. Let's rewrite our narrative, and let's embrace our fear, not as a tormentor, but as a guide, a teacher, a companion on our journey towards empowerment and resilience. Fear does not define us, it refines us. It is an essential part of our human experience, a tool for survival, a guide to personal growth and resilience. We must respect it, not reject it, embrace it, not escape it. Our journey through fear is a path of self-discovery, revealing strengths we never knew we had. We learn to face our fears, to navigate through them, and in doing so, we emerge stronger, wiser, more resilient. The strategies we've discussed today are not merely theoretical concepts, they're practical tools for transforming fear into empowerment. We've explored the nature of fear, its transient quality, and its purpose. We've delved into the role of flashbacks in integrating past dangers for future survival, and we've examined the transformative potential of harnessing these flashbacks, transmuting fear into power. And now it's your turn. Apply these strategies. Overcome fear. Embrace a stance of powerful survival. Remember, fear is not the enemy. It is a catalyst for growth, change, and ultimately empowerment.